Let's let's continue our lecture on chapter 13. Markets are broken down into what's called consumer markets and business markets. Consumer markets are known as B2C markets. Business to business markets are known as B2B markets. Business to consumer markets are all the individuals or households that want tangible goods or intangible services for their personal use and have the resources to buy them. Whereas a business to business market are either individuals or organizations that purchase goods and services to either use in the production of what they're making or to sell it to somebody else. In essence, a business to business market is not the final end user of the product. So how do we market to consumers? This is really important. In fact, it's the basis of your first essay question on your final exam. We do this by segmenting the market. Market segmentation divides the total market into smaller groups that hold similar characteristics. We'll talk about 5 types of market segmentation in a moment. Then we target the markets that are important. That's known as target marketing. So let's look at the 5 types of market segmentation. The first type of market segmentation is geographic segmentation, so dividing the market into cities, such as Palmdale or Lancaster or different counties, LA County versus Ventura County. Second type of segmentation, and the most popular one, is demographic segmentation. This is where you divide the market by such things as age, income, education, and other demographic variables. The third type of market segmentation is psychographic segmentation. Here you divide the market by group values, attitudes, and interests. The fourth type of market segmentation is benefit segmentation. That's dividing the market according to particular product benefits that customers prefer. So some people purchase a car because of its speed, other people may purchase a car because of its safety. Finally, volume or usage market segmentation is dividing the market by the volume of product used by each consumer. So some people chew gum maybe once a month, other people go through a pack of gum per day. So the next 2 slides, which is in your book, give a great visual representation of the different ways to segment the consumer market. Geographic and demographic segmentation can be found on this slide. And the other 3, psychographic, benefit, and volume segmentation, can be found on this slide. Please take a lot of time to study and analyze this, as this will be the basis of your first essay question on your final exam. It's important that we also look at marketing to smaller segments, because not every segment is going to be large, and this is known as niche marketing. And this is where you identify a small market segment but profitable market segment and design or find goods and services for them. So for instance, people who are interested in buying Ferraris, a lot of people are interested, but not everyone can afford it. So it's a niche market. You got to market to those people who not only want it, but can afford it as well. Taking niche marketing to the extreme is the concept of one-to-one marketing. And this is where you develop a unique mix of tangible goods and intangible services for each individual consumer. It really goes to the notion of, on one side, mass marketing versus relationship marketing on the next slide, on the next perspective. Mass marketing is where you develop goods and promotions to please large groups of people, or the mass market. Whereas relationship marketing avoids mass marketing, that focuses more towards custom-made tangible goods and services for the consumer. At the end, remember, it's helping buyers buy. So we need to look at the various steps in the consumer decision-making process. The first thing to look at is to recognize that the consumer has a problem. Then the consumer will search for information. Once the search is finalized, the consumer will evaluate alternatives, make a purchase decision, and then evaluate the decision after purchase. What are key factors in consumer decision making? Well, as you can see from the slide, things such as learning from prior experiences, or looking at how other people in different groups or cultures or subcultures view products, and then the notion of cognitive dissonance, which is doubts after making the purchase. So marketing, whether you're marketing to the consumer B2C or to another business B2B, is challenging. And you can see some of the issues that are challenges that marketers face. We haven't really talked about B2B or business to business marketing. This would include marketing to intermediaries such as manufacturers, wholesalers, retailers, the government. These are people who are not the final end users of the product. Final slide I want to look at is how the differences between marketing to a B2B market as opposed to a B2C or consumer market. On the right for the consumers, B2B on the left. And we look at it from different metrics such as market structure, the products, and the procedures that are used to buy. And I want you to take some time to look at these differences. This concludes our discussion on Chapter 13, Marketing, Helping Buyers Buy.